This camera is driving me nuts. It says rotate and it just won't deal with me. Those of you who are new, a very warm welcome. Those of you who didn't know, on Facebook I did a live update stating I was coming live. I will try to remind you guys that I am. I'm quite pumped for time. Now, we're going to do an energy update for Libra. This video is for you guys moving into October. So for those of you who are Libras and it's your birthday, a very warm welcome and a very happy birthday. And we're going to pull the read quite uniquely. I'm going to interpret it more from a standpoint of what I'm getting in downloads. Now, at the moment, I have done a live update on Facebook. If you wish to see it, you can. It's connected to a few of the downloads I had. I'm also feeling a lot of people at the moment are moving into balancing scenarios. Now, with this balancing of scenarios, you can be taking it two ways. Part of it and this year really has felt a very unromantic year. And I don't mean that there's been no romance to be seen. It's more been an energy where we have been looking at things in a very black and white reality. In a purgatory sense, you would have been feeling the energy, a lot of healing, a lot of feelings of, how do I put it? Regressing back in ascension symptoms. Now, the energy is lightening where with the planets going direct, physically, you will be feeling more energetic to actually deal with some of the 3D energies. Happy birthday to all. Now, with that energy of you having more frequency to do things, if you're guided to do certain things, get them done now. Now, we are moving through a lot of frequencies of the old eclipse energy. So they're still cycling out and we're getting revelations and understandings of what's going to fit, what's not, what's an old paradigm, what isn't, okay? And the way you're going to find things are going to work for you are not going to be like the norm. So there can be scenarios in your life that you're trying to rejig it and you're trying to get it into your environment to work. And a lot of the themes are the Capricorn Cancer nodes, and this has been going on all year. So, you know, in your work domain, what's working versus, you know, what isn't? What's your opinion connected to those things? How has your mindset changed? And I do feel not so much that things have been on the back burner, but the way you're connecting and anchoring your energy into these dynamics and domains are going to be very different. I do feel for the collective as well as Librans, you're really reinventing yourself, but it's not really reinventing yourself. It's really coming to the forefront of your unique being, of who you actually really are. So yes, you're recreating yourself, but not from the same perspective of what people would actually naturally understand. It's more to do with the fact that you're moving into complete alignment of acceptance of who you are, but also knowing very deeply what you do and don't like, what you do and don't want. The blockage I do feel, and I've got some new cards, and I'll show you the name of the decks so that you know, I have the Power of Love and Crystal Spirits. And I love these cards because they remind me of crystal balls. And I'll show you some of the imagery, and I'm going to use these as energies too. Some of them have the most beautiful imagery on them. Very colourful, and there's sort of like things inside them that you can actually see, but they have the most gorgeous colours. Now, we're going to be using these as crowning energies. Now, we're going to pull an energy for the month of October for Libra of what you're dealing with, what the healing's going to be, what the movement and the transformation's going to be. Now, I do feel that there are finalisations of things coming up, and some of you intuitively know that there's shifts and trends and you're ahead of your time. Some of you are deeply intuitive about situations around you, and you can potentially be quite frustrated with, you're going to be quite patient in a way, but quite detached, if you understand what I'm saying. So how do I put it? When you're looking at people's perspectives, you understand why they're saying the things they're saying. And there can be a lot coming at you at the moment. It is very fast-paced energy. Yes. Okay, you've got selenite. Now, this is divine consciousness, divine guidance, and I'm going to channel this card for you. Now, the energy that's coming through with this, again, I do feel you are attracting people into your world and healing them, both intentionally and accidentally. I also see the spirit world actually communicating with you quite heavily. I do feel you're reaching another point of your spiritual path in your life, but I'm seeing smoke and mirrors. So you're seeing through the facade of situations. I do see a transformation and a wish actually coming through to you. It's like a dandelion leaf. Also, if you're seeing feathers, they're asking you to stop, sit, and meditate, okay? So in seeing that frequency, if you're coming across a feather, A, the colour's going to mean something. B, the message and your guides are with you. But at the same time, that spiritual energy, you're being guided. Your guides are around you. You're being protected. If you're asking universe for signs, and I feel more not in the traditional manner, I feel more in a sense that you're wondering whether you're on the right path at all and what the heck this is all about. And I feel a lot of people are very, what would the word be? Discouraged, disillusioned, yet your higher consciousness is telling you everything does happen for a reason. So from a spiritual point of view, yes, you are. You're very much in that energy, but you feel your life is a whirlwind at the moment. It feels there's so, and it's interesting because it's almost like if you look at the image on the card, try and get the lighting right. Now, the image on the card appears to be like a fairy, right? They're sitting up here, and it's like the wing of an angel, the wing of a feather, but it's spinning around like a dandelion. Now, look at all the circles and the coils coming through on the card. It's literally like you're in a whirlwind. There's so many things coming at you. There's so many things. Okay. Now, some of you may feel as though universe is laughing at you. Like, is this a joke? Has universe, made a joke on me? Somehow there's got to be more of a spiritual reason why these things are happening. Yes, there is. Now, a lot of the people around you that are coming towards you are going through what you went through 3 years ago, okay? And it's really, really irritating. Hi, Rebecca. It's really irritating. You're looking at them going, and it's like this benchmark of who's got a worse situation, and it's collective vibration external to potentially the ones that have been ascending and doing work. And that can actually be, in a divine guidance way. It can be people are coming to you for guidance. It can be that people are directly attracted to you, both lower and higher frequency. Now, the lower frequency ones are learning karmic lessons, okay? That's not your fault. And if you're wondering why particular energies come towards you, A, it's also to show you how much you've actually evolved, but B, it's so you upgrade their energy. And I did mention bees in the video on Facebook. And, the download I had psychically the other day, and I thought it was quite amusing because when I was going through my spiritual transformation, which we all continue to do that, one of the message was bee totem. And every time I'd see it, it's to remind you that love was around. And I kept thinking to myself, why was I seeing this totem so often? Why was it coming towards me? And sarcastically, so sometimes you think, yeah, right, where? Really, it's a message to you to integrate that. So whilst it's not present in your life, to integrate it is to understand that love is present in every moment, to be able to learn to integrate it in you and see the beauty in all things, regardless of what the 3D is physically showing you, which is a huge challenge to actually do when you're moving through adverse waters, okay? Now, let's have a look, and I'm going to really dig deep into your read. Now, I am seeing that you guys are on mission mode. I'm also seeing that you're wishing for a better life. You're not, there's no ifs and buts about it. You're moving, you're ascending. You're also getting to a place where you want to have more for yourself. You want to have, and I wouldn't say the finer things in life, but I feel as though you feel you paid your dues, okay? So you paid your dues and you're like, look, it's time for these situations to evolve in my life, and I feel it's imperative. I feel it's a very important energy coming through for Libras collectively, that you're really ready for that new leaf, and you've been waiting and working and spiritually doing your upgrades for many moons, potentially even many lifetimes. Now, energy surrounding money. I'm pulling these cards for each area, and then I'm going to dig deep into your love and romance of what's around you in that area. I do feel, especially with the Aries moon coming up, and look, we will have Pluto direct, obviously, so there can be moments where we're going to have shifts, and I'm seeing almost like an energy where you can sense this coming. Now, with this frequency coming through, with your finances, you're going to have complete clarity. Some things are shifting in your life at a financial level, also at a self-worth level. When we're attracting vibrations of frequency, when it comes to finances, it's also interconnected with your chakra system and your belief system. So something in that area has shifted and you've got more clarity. You're looking at things very clear. Other people potentially might not be seeing it from your perspective. It might be that you're having to rise above a situation and you've had that foresight of what's to come, but you feel other people need to learn that energetically themselves. So it's two messages. It's one, if it's directly connected to another individual, it's part of their karmic path to actually understand this lesson. And it's also the laws of attraction are what you are, you believe you attract. And I do feel you guys have really been working very heavily on that. Some of you might be a little bit blocked, and I'm going to pull a chakra on that because that's a message coming through. What is blocking this financial abundance? And the financial is an emotional abundance. So the clarity of it, I do feel there's going to be paperwork, there's deep reflection, there's going over fine print. Some of you, this is connected to a romantic situation. Others of you, it is connected to something that you're deeply spiritually involved in. This can be a job. For some of you, it could be a YouTube. But again, there's a heart in the middle of this clear quartz. Now, I do feel there's guides around you protecting you. I'm also seeing reflection as above as below in alchemizing that situation. But there's a key person involved in this scenario. They're doing a lot of shadow work and reflection. They're also, their chakras and their auric field, it's almost like moving at a devil energy, which is more the mindset. Because it's like their hands are up like this. And I don't know if you can see it in the middle of the card. Let me get the angle correct. Now, it's this individual here. It's like they're trying to pull themselves out. Can you see it on an angle? There. And their arms are quite extended. Now, with their arms being extended, I'm seeing angel wings directly behind them. I'm also seeing an ascended master. Now, it feels as though there's a lot of blue, there's a lot of yellow, but there's a lot of heavy weight on their shoulder. And again, I'm seeing almost like psychic downloads they're physically having connected to this financial situation. You are trying to shine light on this situation and but you're trying to detach from it and rise above it. This could be a family member, it could be a love interest, you know, whoever this is. This can even just be a direct situation. It's interesting because there's clear quartz directly near their abdomen, their lower abdomen. So I'd say it's connected to tribe and family. And again, with the nodes being in Cancer and Capricorn from the eclipse, what you're going to find is a lot of these themes are playing out in our life. But there's deep, deep reflection. It's almost like everything's clear. And I feel October is really revealing a lot. And with the Aries frequency coming through with the moon phase, and I do believe it's an Aries moon, bear with me. So we've got the new moon in Scorpio on the 27th, which is going to be deep revelations. And anything that you feel is deep, it's a full moon in Aries on the 13th, okay? So with the Aries frequency, with Chiron being in Aries, our wounds and our accountable sense, when it comes to actually putting effort into situations, we're going to be deeply clear about that energy. And especially with the lower piece here, it's like how do I put it, a reflective mirror. And I feel this individual up here is reflecting down at their shadow self, but they're seeing the old energy very clearly, okay? Now, the things you're working on, Libra, you've got rose quartz. You're willing to do the work with an individual, and this doesn't have to be just employment, although I feel you're going to be putting a lot of passion into your work. If you are unable to shift your energy into, okay, I'm hearing a few messages. Geez, the guides are noisy today. They're really yelling at me. Okay, so a few things. One of the things is Romance is balancing, and that can be due to the previous moon we've just had, as you guys in the feed were mentioning. But at the same time with rose quartz, like I'm actually seeing a romantic situation is something that you're directly working on right now, either at an emotional level or it's working itself out. It's healing. Now, in your working environment, if you're pushing your energy into your working environment, you're alchemizing a passionate connection and you're integrating that into yourself so you can attract this into your life. But you're shifting your energy, you're feeling two things. You're waiting for this person to energetically step forward. There's a lot of transformations changing. And again, with the pink energy, I'm feeling base chakra. And I did say I was going to pull chakra cards for these. Yeah. Handy it would have been for us to be using amethyst, especially with the 12th house with the Pisces moon. And a lot of those energies from the Pisces moon are still playing out. So some of you might have felt so delusioned, especially with the Neptunian energy. And somebody mentioned that they had that in their chart. The reality is when you're working, it is a planet where you can be a great inventor. It's also, yes, there's delusions connected to it, but you know, having it in your chart, it's not necessarily a negative thing. It's where it's just some transformations happening in that area at the moment. So some of us might have felt super deluded, like, are we, you know, creating something in a sense of that isn't entirely real? We're going to get very realistic with it, especially by the Scorpion moon, because unless it means something to us and unless it's energetically giving and receiving in a balanced sense, if you've ascended to a certain level, it just won't work. It just won't, because you have reached a pinnacle point. And I mean, with the clear quartz coming through here and your divine guidance, this is all about how much work you guys have done, Libra. So you spiritually, I do feel you're really raising your vibration. I also feel you're viewing things and sensing things from people's vibration. This is where you are. And the star being on your head, it's really beaming down light onto situations, especially with this individual that's really struggling. But theirs is moving very quickly, and you're going to watch them rise like a phoenix. They don't know that this is what they're going through, okay? A lot of people around you may be experiencing ascension symptoms. But it's good to have the disillusionment because, you know, it diminishes the ego, where we learn to live very in the here and now, which is all we have theoretically. We are very much in the future regardless. Some has been predetermined, others with our movements. Theoretically, we can alchemize both simultaneously when we believe. This divine consciousness, this is a lesson somebody else needs to learn. This is not connected to you because you already have divine guidance above you. Everything's happening for a reason. You also have, with your money, with the things that you are believing you're entitled to, what this person is going through is an awakening. So this can be family members. This can be a soul connection. Environments around you, you're above it and you're clearing their frequency. Okay, so this divine consciousness, people are clearing their chakras. So really some of these energies, and I do feel especially for the tribe that are spiritual soulmates, I'm feeling as though the energies around you will be having an upgrade, but they'll be taking on that Pisces energy in October. Okay, they're a little bit behind, but not that far. It still will have the new energies coming in, but if they're very blocked, this process is still happening, okay? So the healing and the downloads and the things that they're not seeing on being shown are coming to the forefront. Now, with your financial domain and the things you're invested in and your romance house, you're being very honest. You're being deeply honest. Now, your throat chakra could be playing up, but the key isn't just your side. The key is having the correct words, but it's the mind is getting downloads because you're coming from the higher heart, okay? With the key being here, clarifying rose quartz, which the rose quartz is connected to heart chakra, theoretically, even though it's generally a green stone, but we do utilize rose quartz for, you know, heart chakra. Higher heart chakra, which is about here, right, is Chiron. And that's in Aries. So this to me is a time frame of when the shift is going to happen because we have the Aries moon on the 13th of October, okay? So with that, I do feel there is going to be a transformation. Now, let me look into this card. There will be a complete ending of an old cycle. It looks like, and I don't like saying this, but there looks like the hangman slash, it's like a man in a top hat. And I don't know if you can see this because the feet's there. Let me get it on the correct angle. Right here, there is a man with a top hat. And he looks like a skull with a long black robe, but he looks like the hangman. It looks like an ending, because it looks like death, the ending of a situation that you weren't romantically connected to, for this fresh energy to come into the scenario. Also, at a financial level, an ending in one cycle, a beginning of a new. So it's going to bode well, providing you put your love and your effort into it. I'm hearing put your back into it, but communicate effectively. Be completely clear about what your not expectations, what you can and can't do, number one. And it looks weird because the lights are just shining up above my head. I have no halo, trust me. I'm going to pull an extra card on this. What is the other energy that we need to know for work and finances, as well as this romantic connection? Okay, something that isn't joyful is ending. It's the light is going to be shone on it, and it's shifting to a point where it's going to be a more enjoyable situation. So something new definitely is coming in, and this is the way you're operating. This is the way you're working. This is your frequency, and it can be the domain completely having a huge shake-up to change to bring that new frequency in. Now, in your family domain, it could be zapping you for 6 financially. No, it's either coming into you or it's going out. And I'm going to pull clarifiers on this. Inner riches, you're having to use your wisdom. You're having to feel your heart chakra. You're also, I feel you guys are on fire when it comes to manifesting, but I feel you're observing something. It feels deep observation. You're preparing for something, but you're having to pull on your inner wisdom for it. You also know too well how this is going to be. You have compassion towards the situation, but there's some of it is actually out of your control. And I feel this is what the divine guidance is. It's like rise above the situation. Yes, this whirlwind of energy that's changing. You're trying to get into your bubble and you're trying to keep grounded. Meanwhile, people around you potentially could be triggered and changing, and you've been through that already. So it can be quite challenging to view this. I'm also seeing that you're needing to be in many places at different times. Your work is going to be called upon as well. People are going to need your expertise and understanding. And there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of communication, a lot of socialization, a lot of phone calls, a lot of paperwork. It's like a lot. You're in the eye of it, but it's like you're actually to the core good. Make sure to clear your chakras. Make sure to clear your energy, especially when you're around people, because it's going to be busy. It could be even around your birthday season, obviously, but it feels very separate to that. It just feels, in general, people are taking on this deep transformation. And, you know, sharing and exchanging. This is a lot of expressing. You're going to have to be very direct, even though you have inner riches and wisdom about how a scenario is going on. This can be, you know, with your kids, with siblings, because this is inner riches, right? And again, with the green, it is related to passion and love, but it's also the wisdom you've attained through pain and adversity. And the compassion you have towards a scenario that is problematic, expressing assertiveness, self-control, direction. You're being really direct. You're going to take your time with it. You've got the tortoise hair, because your maturity in it is, where do I need to act? Where do I need to, velvet tongue, where do I need to act or react, or where do I need to intervene? And I feel after the years of your experience, you've understood that there are many lessons in this life. You can draw compassion, and the B, obviously, is a message for you guys as well, is that, you know, there's love in all scenarios, the good, the bad, and the ugly. There's also the reality that we have the dark and the light, and we need to, and I don't mean to be lower frequency when I say this. We have those aspects in us. We're human. So there are times where we just need to let our hair down. Okay, and we can deem that as the dark. And that might be, you know, doing things that are healthy in moderation. but what we would deem like a chocolate bar, for instance. Not healthy, but in moderation, yes, to let your hair down. I'll use that as an analogy. There are some things where you're taking your time. Now, also with a family-related dynamic, this energy that's coming through being a 3 is the Holy Trinity, okay? This is about the fact that on the 3D right now, there could be a family-related dynamic hindering a process moving forward. It's finalizing and changing, but you're having to use your inner wisdom to cope with it, right? What you're not seeing, what you're not seeing, you're going to see. Illumination. This is in the unseen domain. Wow. There is a man's face coming through on this card. There's also a Gaia-like individual directly in front of the third eye, foresight. Now, illumination with this, I do feel, your guides are with you. Again, there is so much light coming from the crown for Libra this month. You can't make it up. There's like 3 cards here, and I've mentioned the 3. There is so much light coming off this. Again, it's feeling like a whirlwind. You are going to have so many downloads. And I do feel this is about what you're passionate about and what you're not. Because you've got the greens on the table here. You also have the clear quartz. And although it's clear quartz, it does look like a smoky quartz. And this is about healing as well. Now, the illumination, a lot of information is going to come to you this month. And you're going to have more clarity about what the heck's happening. Okay? Yeah, sorry. They're so shining in the light. They are. But look at this. I'll try and... I mean, look at that. Right at the top, there's like a man's face there. But there's also the Gaia-like individual sitting praying. This looks like a dandelion, a 4-leaf clover, right? Now, with this illumination, a lot of information is going to come towards you guys, and you're going to be like, okay. Now, intuitively speaking, I feel you knew, and you sort of might have put it on the back burner. Like, yeah, I know, but nobody will listen. Third eye. Somebody did not want to see this, right? They're not even talking about it. Somebody did not want to admit or see this, and you're like, I'm telling you, listen, Linda, you're not listening. And I feel you come to a point where you've had your downloads. You're like, okay, I'm going to have to see this one through. Let's just watch this thing come through. I know I love these cards. I'm very fussy at the moment with my cards. A lot of you guys, especially Librans, are going to find that you're going to be looking at divination tools, or you're changing up the way you're connecting to things. You're changing up the way you're receiving messages as well. You're very much shifting and evolving. Now, this third eye individual is not using their, okay, in a good way, they're not in their ego any longer. All right. They also potentially didn't see it the way you did. But something is going to come to them quite clearly, and it's going to be like an epiphany moment. It's going to come at left field for them. And again, I don't feel this is you, Libra. I feel you guys are really intuitive about what was happening, right? I'm going to be buying the Rumi cards. I'm also going to be buying some ruins. And I have come across some different decks that I'm really in love with. So... and I have to log off of the computer because some beautiful person that I love so much wanted to donate. So I have to log out of the website so you guys can book or do anything. Now, in your romance sphere, this person anyway did not, they were like, no. Something is happening to a person around you in a way of, again, it can be anybody. You spiritually will know who this is connecting to. You're paying attention to the signs, but you're also letting something kind of roll out. In this romantic connection, you have agitate, I think you pronounce it, and it's healing. And again, with the brown, it is deeply emotional, spiritual, scarred energy coming through. There you go. And again, it almost looks like a bee in the middle of it. Like, okay, something in the evening. I'm hearing evening, like a moth through the flame. It looks like a moth going towards the flame. You guys are deeply connected. There is a a lot of birds are going to be coming towards you guys at the moment, and they can be all sorts of things. You're deeply, again, there's a blooming owl on the card. nocturnal. Something in the night is transforming, and there's healing. But there is also, at a foundation, a romantic foundation, something is shifting in this connection. It feels like you're being drawn into it like a black hole. I also feel the yin and the yang is balancing between this frequency. So what you're attracting is what you are. I also feel you guys potentially could be dreaming about particular situations. This could even be individuals you don't want to dream about, but there's really unique dreams coming through at the moment, and there's a lot of letting go of something is allowing the new to come in. So when we see letting go, when we're in a pain body experience, we're like, oh, we're letting it go. No, you're letting the old energy go to allow that vibration to shift, to bring the new in. Sometimes when we're very thick in the healing, we can't let go of things. When we can't, it prevents that physical energy from transforming and us believing it can be so. These dreams are spooky. I mean, I've been dreaming about different things that I'm like, I wasn't thinking about you, so you must be thinking about, and they're not of a romantic nature either, trust me. But really, really strange dreams from various individuals. And it's like, I haven't been thinking about these people. They're thinking about you. So, and these can be lower frequency energy. So really breathe the energy out. Try and comprehend the download of what you're getting, and then detach and clear your chakra. I have got myself some new chakra sticks, and it is of the family, it's from the family of frankincense and myrrh, and it's called copal. Okay, so you can utilize the resin, or you can get the incense sticks that are copal base, which is similar to frankincense and myrrh, okay, and it has the same healing properties. But a lot of you, I feel, are clearing your chakras regularly. You're clearing your energy. You're being cautious about who you're energetically entertaining, and you're shifting your energy fully onto. Yeah, I absolutely love it. And I mean, this one I actually don't stock, but I will be having new products on the website soon. And hopefully next year, I will also be trying to reach out to different places on the 3D in Perth, WA. When I have more, I will do more, but I can't right now. Anyway, so there will be new things in the new year for that, but we're working on that. So there is forgiveness and letting go, and healing and growth with compassion. So again, I do feel you have deep passion connected to this person, but there's something happening to them on a 3D that is affecting them, but they're going through a healing state. There is going to be a change with this, okay? There is going to be a change. What is their change? What are they dealing with? Too many. Letting something go, okay? They're needing to let something go, and this is their healing. You're physically watching it, sensing it, feeling it. This letting go, the reality is it feels like, and I'm seeing water being split, okay? Do you have a new camera? You look great. Really? Oh, thank you. Love you. No, it's the same camera, but I'm upgrading a lot of my technology shortly, and Giggle did give me a beautiful camera, and I'm still kind of interconnecting all the technology. The aquamarine, okay, what are we seeing here? Wow, they're rising above a situation, and their crown chakra is going to be activated. I feel this is by the end of the month. There are some situations around them that they have really been digging themselves out of. Seeing the truth of things, it's crystal clear. They're washing. They could be a water sign because you got the aquamarine, which to me is ocean-based. But at the same time, regardless of what their zodiac sign is, I feel that water therapy is very important for them. Definitely if they're activating, and I'm seeing if you energetically are dealing with someone, they're really moving through their crown chakra, and there is some purple off to the right in this card. Again, I can see a bee in the card, but it's like it's transforming, okay? I don't know, how do I explain this? Things are crystal clear, and they've been working on so many different areas, spreading themselves like butter, but they're really pulling themselves out of this energy. They have two main guides that are passed over. This can be one from your side, one from theirs, or it could be two physical separate guides. I mean, we have many, and we have oversouls, but they're rising above it. And there's a card in one of the decks that does look very similar to this. But you can see them almost sitting on their throne. Okay? Yes, it can be. Each message will be unique to you. But there is deep reflection. They're alone, but their guides are with them. Now, I'm feeling energy on their back. They feel the energy of this person here. Okay? I also feel, how do I put it? They may have been having their Kundalini activated, okay, where it's coming awake and it's burning off an old frequency. And you do get that sometimes. Sometimes in the shoulders, it's almost like wings are growing. It's weird. The only analogy I can use to explain it. But there can be heat burning out of your back that is burning off old frequency. They're rising above a situation in this deep meditation they're having. They're seeing the truth of this, that it's really something is leaving to alleviate them. Some of them might be receiving some money because there's a whale that's coming up out of the water. They're waiting on these manifestations that they're creating and trying to bring it to fruition. But they're also seeing their world very differently. They're reflecting back, so they could be deep in meditation, very quiet at the moment, non-communicative. But this is temporary. This is huge revelations in their mind. Imagination, expression, originality, and passion. Their creativity. But I'm saying this is crystal clear. Crystal clear. Bringing things to fruition. Having to think on their feet. Changing some things up. Could be towards people around them and their foundation in life and putting their eggs in a basket that they feel. Again, the feathers coming up. So you guys are having synchronistic mirroring. Something in their foundation is changing. They're going to have to release something that isn't working. This could be connected to two individuals, two scenarios, or you and them. But I'm feeling there's vice versa, both sides. For you and them, for them and two others, or two direct situations. Could be work, could be person, place, or thing. You get my point. Now, it can be affecting the creativity. They've got all of these hot ideas. They've got all these brilliant plans. They're going to have some healing when it comes to this. Now, let's tune into your side. What's going on with you? Do feel free to comment and tell me how this relates. I do listen back to the video again and read up on everything you guys have said. Oh, two. You guys are being greedy. Interesting. Now, purple again for you guys. Receptivity. Hear what they have to say. Sense the downloads you're getting. Again, you're very, very protected. You're very protected. You're super, super protected. I can't make this up. You really are protected. You guys have done a lot of work. Please be gentle with yourselves. Watch and see these transformations. I'm also seeing an area you're wanting to go to. This can be a location. It can be a holiday destination. This is in the here and now. This isn't past tense energy. It could be somewhere you've been to in the past, and it's been calling you somehow. Now, this calling and longing energy that you've got, it's showing you the future. It's showing you where your soul needs to be. By you tuning into that, you're recreating that frequency in the 3D. The whirlwind around you, you're watching, I do feel you're walking through the eye of the storm. So it feels like the swirls now are dissipating and they're occurring directly behind you, and you're moving beyond this point. You're shifting it and leaving it behind like a puff of smoke. The growth in your life is going to be huge. This is so this growth can happen. Now, I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. Some of you are physically bringing things into fruition. Some of you are putting a lot of love into your life. Some of you, it might be birthing ideas or actually birth, okay? Now, your foundation, again, for this growth to happen, you don't feel as grounded. It's going to be a very quick... if you guys have been really tired the last few months, it was because you were going to need the energy for now. I'll just tell you that. Your abundance is coming in. You may be so busy, you have so much going on that everything is changing at once in October. I feel some of you guys are feeling it already, that this is freeing your time up where you're not tuning into this so much so that can evolve itself. your home is going to be, by the end of the year, very different. Now, it could be the physical destination. It could be the way you perceive home, which is going to be inside, right? Our home is always inside. And again, being a number 4 is connected to 2020. 2020 is a vibrational number 4 year. A lot of what we're doing right now, you know, especially if you're in a soul path and you're looking at it, do not get discouraged, okay? This is a year of, how do you put it? You know, at the beginning of the year, a lot of you who are on a soul path, and I'm trying to keep away from TF analogies because there are a lot of people out there that are still going through an awakening that aren't TFs, that still need to get these relevant messages that, you know, we're on spiritual roads, all of us. And I hope this person doesn't call. Okay. That this transformation, what we're going through, if in 6 months' time you could look back at this year, you wouldn't feel so triggered. Okay, that's all I can say. So please stay grounded. You will totally understand by next year. Everything you're physically going through right now will make complete sense. You'll go, trust me on this. Trust me, okay? This growth is going to happen bang. There's a lot coming at you. You can handle it, Libra, okay? You got a lot coming. Get your crystals, get your copal, get your frankincense and myrrh, drink fluid, listen to your body, be in the moment, and take a break now and then, okay? Take a break. Everything that is physically happening right now is taking you to that road you want. It doesn't look like it. Trust me, it's taking you to where you want and what you want. Doesn't look like it right now. Trust me. Insight is coming. Updates. In a sense that you guys are going to understand why everything has happened. Everything is going to make sense. What you're doing, why these energies come towards you in your life, why these lessons come towards you in your life. It's not just for your spiritual growth. It is so that you can see the other person's side of the fence. They can see your side of the fence. If we were to look at the beginning of the year and say, it's going to take DMs 12 months to do this. Well, sugar, it took us 2 years maybe. And it has been an ongoing process. It's happening very fast. It's huge for an individual to move through these frequencies. You're going to have insight. You're going to be like, wow, okay, well. You know, but the trigger points that come up are necessary. So the things that are transforming in your life, Libra, your energy is going to be shifted onto some 3D situations. You're going to be more busy than you've ever been, right? This person, it feels like universe is giving them, I wouldn't say a hermit mode, but it does feel like that. It's temporary for a few weeks. But these downloads they're getting are going to be so much that everything, the pieces and the links that were missing are coming in that are going to make so much sense. So much sense. And it's like, why didn't I see that before? It can be solutions. It can be the road forward. But it's going to shift them. And meanwhile, it will help you not feel as triggered because you'll be so bloody busy. And, you know, this always happens in ascension symptoms, right? You will become super, super busy on the 3D. Meanwhile, your soul connection will be having a spiritual upgrade or going into hermit mode. And that can even be when you're with them. It's so that they can get their downloads. Okay, clarification for this change and what they're releasing. This card's in reverse. Purpose. You possess the determination to dedicate, to consciously demonstrate love. This is in reverse. This is something that they're not enjoying, okay? They feel it's reached its end of its cycle. So whatever it was in a sense of its purpose, it definitely doesn't hold that same purpose anymore, okay? It's reached its point. It's reached the end. The people, and this can be, again, Nodes in Cancer and Capricorn, tribe mentality, the things you were working on, the things you were doing. Again, when I've uploaded all the other, when it won't be uploading, they're all going to be live. You will understand when you see their zodiac sign. Otherwise, I'm going to love you and leave you here. You better not ring me on this or shoot them. And I will come back for the next read. I am pushed for time. I hopefully will be back again tonight. I do have a lovely lady I'm having for a reading tonight, but I'll do my best and they're going to be pumped out over the next few days. I told you. Doesn't think of Chase. Bye, guys.